You can order the brake caliper and caliper mount used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Turn off your vehicle's ignition. Set the parking brake. Pull the hood release handle and open the hood. Open the brake fluid reservoir. Loosen the wheel lug nuts on the rear wheels. Lift the rear of your vehicle. We strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Honda Accord safely before carrying out this step. Place the vehicle on the jack stands. In order to change the rear brake calipers of your vehicle, you will need to take off the wheels to have full access. Don't forget to put the wheels under the vehicle. Before you start, release the parking brake, otherwise the operation will be impossible. Using a ratchet and a 14mm socket, unscrew the banjo screw connecting the hose to the caliper. Using a flathead screwdriver, pry out the metal clip holding the parking brake cable to the brake caliper. Then brush the parking brake cable and spray it with penetrating oil. With a 12mm wrench, unscrew the slide pins. You can use a 17mm wrench to prevent the bolts from rotating. Then remove them. You can now remove the caliper. Place it on the rear control arm so as not to pull on the brake hose. Remove the brake pads. Using a flathead screwdriver, remove the anti-rattle clips. Using a socket wrench and a 14mm socket, unscrew the two holding screws on the caliper mount. Depending on the state of the nuts on the caliper mount, it may be necessary to use a hammer to loosen them. Remove the caliper mount. In our case, we took advantage of this operation to change the brake discs and pads. To do so, we recommend watching our video, How to Replace the Rear Brakes Honda Accord. Using a flathead screwdriver, pry the parking brake cable attachment point loose from the lever. Disconnect the parking brake cable from the caliper. Place a container to collect the fluid under the caliper, since the brake fluid may leak out. Here's a tip. You can limit the amount of brake fluid leakage by clamping the brake hose with a brake hose clamp. You can now finish unscrewing the banjo screw. Next, separate the brake hose from the caliper. If you are not replacing the hose, carefully brush the surface where the hose and caliper make contact, using a wire brush or sandpaper without forgetting to clean with brake cleaner. Hey, it's Alex from CarParts.com. If you enjoyed this video and want to support us, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, back to work. You can order the brake caliper and caliper mount used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Get the new seals and the banjo screw. Put a seal on the banjo screw and install the assembly on the hose. Then put the second seal on the banjo screw. Grab the brake caliper. Screw the banjo screw that connects the brake hose to the caliper back in until it makes contact. Put the parking brake cable back on the caliper. Then place it on the lever. Put the new brake disc back in place. take the new caliper mount. Reassemble the caliper mount by screwing first by hand. Then with a socket wrench and a 14mm socket to lock them in place. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. CarParts.com also recommends replacing the anti-rattle clips with new ones. Place the new anti-rattle clips on the caliper mount. Insert the new pads into the caliper mount by sliding them in. Take the new clip provided in the kit. Position the clip in the caliper by prying it with the screwdriver. Put the brake caliper back in place and screw in the slide pins by hand at first. Screw them in using a 14mm wrench. You can use a 17mm wrench to prevent the bolts from rotating. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. You can now finish tightening the banjo screw, first with a wrench and then with a torque wrench. You can now clean with brake cleaner to remove the brake fluid, which can be corrosive. Use a flathead screwdriver to install the metal clip of the parking brake cable on the caliper. Remove the brake hose clamp. You can purchase the parts we used here by visiting our website at CarParts.com. When replacing a brake caliper, you need to bleed the brake fluid system to remove air from the system. To do this, we recommend watching our video, How to Bleed the Brake Fluid System Honda Accord. After bleeding, remember to clean the caliper disc assembly with brake cleaner. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put the car back on the ground and block the wheels properly. Don't forget to screw the brake fluid cap back on before starting the car. Attention! Before using your vehicle again, start your car and pump the brake pedal a few times to push the brake pads together again. Try to drive smoothly and avoid sudden braking for the first 30 miles or so to avoid glazing the new pads. Operation complete.